Welcome to Shovelware Diggers. Our dig team is currently excavating the Softkey Shareware 2000 hit games 2CD collection. You can find a link in the video description listing the entire directory structure of this archive. Here's what our diggers have for week 254. For more information on how to join the dig team, simply follow the Patreon link in the video description. Now, without further ado, let's get to it. First up, we have a team dig from Joseph Adams and Kobu Retro. DOSGAMES /PD1 /ENIGMA. For some reason, this is making me think of the Epic Pinball table. Definitely not the Epic Pinball table with dates of 1986. Also, there's a BAS file there, so it's just a basic program. It's got a doc file and an exe. Well, let's edit enigma.doc and see where that takes us. So, Enigma, or abstract? Wait, what? Is this, for some reason I'm thinking this is something I used to do at the start of certain kinds of documents. I don't know. And also this was apparently made by a Colonel C.F. Morey Jr. of the USAF, and I'm guessing RET stands for retired. Okay. So Enigma may be run on an IBM PC or PC compatible, written on a Heath Zenith HS148 using MS-DOS version 2 and the GW Basic interpreter. Okay. So yeah, last week I mentioned Basic A or Advanced Basic, which is basically, well, basically, GW Basic kind of led into Advanced Basic. They're almost identical, at least from what I remember. So, but yeah, because of that, I seriously doubt this enigma.basic file is going to be readable, but we'll try. But it's probably going to be in a binary format. It says here, Enigma has no instructions. What do you call the rest of this? Anyways, as will quickly become obvious when the program is run, Enigma is just that, a puzzle. It could be described as a four-dimensional puzzle, one dimension being the requirement to figure out how to operate the different parts of the program, another being the requirement to solve the puzzles themselves, the third being the requirement to decipher the few enigmatic clues that are provided for both program operation and puzzle solving, and the fourth dimension being the requirement to do all of the above within the allotted times. I'm not entirely certain you can call that methodology four-dimensional. Like, I mean, I get what the guy's going for, but okay, this is odd. It keeps referring to something here called the HUG, or hug, I guess, but it seems like almost like, yeah, because it's saying here that I would strongly suggest that the basic version not be included in the distribution copy of this game, and that the readme.doc file be edited to delete these notes to hug. And not to mention the solutions below, because yeah, all the solutions are below this point. I briefly looked, and yes, they are there. I didn't actually read any of them, but yeah, it's kind of weird. It almost seems like this is supposed to be like a non-distributed version of the game or something. I don't know. I'm not seeing anything in here in terms of registration or such, but so I'm going to guess that we can't open the basic file. I'm going to try, but it's probably encoded in binary. Or no, it is actually encoded in text. Interesting. Okay. So, let's see how this runs then. So, Enigma. Does your computer run at 4 megahertz or 8 megahertz? Actually, I'm going to turn the cycles up a little, because I had it set low because of the file dates. I'm going to say 8 megahertz. If you see the split cursor at the end of the text line, enter Y. If you don't see the... What? Yeah, I don't see a cursor. So, Enigma, have you solved the first part before? No. Okay, it's making loud noises. That's not English. It's not even close to English. Although it looks like it's been derived from English. So, clue, use the Indian missiles, then type a letter? What? So, like, I mean, just looking at this, it looks like basically letters have been shifted. Kind of like that cryptography thing in Covert Action. But, let's see. So if I type, say... Okay, I typed the letter and it just made a noise. What about this one? This one? Literally every letter on the keyboard just makes that sound. Okay, let's go back into the basic program. Because I want to see what the heck is going on here. Okay. Okay. I'm looking at the code now that is actually being run on that prompt. When the program is saying Indian missiles, it means the arrow keys. What? Why would you call the arrow keys Indian missiles? This makes no sense. Okay, now that that particular enigma's been solved... Oh, jeez, freaking... Anyways. Okay, solve the first part before no. Okay. And yeah, I just noticed here that this text is different than last time, so this has been randomized to some degree. So yeah, look. The arrow keys move the cursor around. So I'm guessing I have to put it over top of a letter and like... Yeah. So basically it lets me change these letters. Like that. Boy. Well, that's odd. If I try to change this one, it won't let me. Why won't it let me change that letter? Can I change the B elsewhere? Like if I go like this? No. Huh. Unless you're only allowed to change it to the correct letter? Interesting. So I must have got those first, like, because I tried the T first, then the O, and then an N down here. So, interesting. It only lets you change the letter if you're correct. So, I guess that kind of makes it a little easy. You could just sort of bumble your way through it. Although I'm definitely making progress here, because I've got this little phrase right here, to go on to the rest, figured out. So, actually it almost looks like, huh, because these capital letters here, they start with EN, so I wonder if this is actually Enigma itself. Well, it just accepted all of those, so yeah, that's... So are we just decoding like a description of the program? Really? These. Watch the screen carefully, listen, know your keyboard, and use it, and escape when you want to. I'm definitely still missing a letter though. Cause synonyms. Mystery, problem, riddle, conundrum, puddle? It's puzzle. There it goes. So ready for part 2. Select level of difficulty. Let's just do average. Okay, it's making a lot of noise at me. End, terminate, and stop. What, are we at a command prompt? Do we have a file error or something? End? No. Terminate? No. Stop? I have no idea what's going on here. I'm just pushing the E, T, and S keys, and they're just giving me weird hints. Like, and sometimes it's even saying, like, try an antonym. I'm thinking to myself, how? This isn't even a word game. It's just a thing making lots of noise and showing me symbols. Yeah, I think I'm done with this program because it's getting obnoxious. So, that was Enigma. It's got puzzles in it, supposedly. Like, the first one was a puzzle, but this one's just weird. Next up from RetroSwim is WINGAMES /new2 /bout 103. I'm gonna guess some kind of fighting game. Bout 103. And we've got some WAV files. We've got a README and the executable. Okay, readme.doc. So TC uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's one of the TC games. Oh boy. 3D game of fighting robots, mainly punching and kicking. 2 window, January 94, virtual. And apparently it's a $5 registration, made by an Anthony Karen. Oh boy. So, we've seen at least one TC game before on the show. Let's hope this one actually plays to any level of sanity. Last time we ran one of these, it was kind of hard to get it to do anything. I don't think I need to say anything. Okay. And also you'll recall that one of the quote-unquote features of registering a TC game is being able to change the size of the window. Yeah, you're not allowed to resize the 3D view unless you register the game, which is stupid because the game runs so freaking fast because it's limited to such a tiny window size. If you could actually fill the screen, the game would run at a more normal speed because it would have to render so much more. But no, gotta keep it small and make it too fast to play. It's like no wonder nobody freaking registered this stuff. I tried bringing up the help, but the help doesn't seem to be working. I have a funny feeling there's supposed to be a help file and it wasn't included. So, I don't have any idea how I'm supposed to control this game. Oh wait, it's telling me right now. Interesting. So, mouse at the top half of the window implies use of arms. Mouse at the bottom half of the window implies use of legs. Mouse at the right side implies right arm or right leg. Mouse at the left side implies left arm or left leg. What? Wait a minute. Mouse at the right side implies right arm or right leg. Mouse at the left side implies left arm or right leg. So our left leg is completely useless? Okay, and we also have the left button for hitting and the right button for blocking. Okay. So... I'm just Did I win? What? If I just click the mouse buttons, it just goes crazy. Oh, I managed to get my legs back. What is going on? Oh, hey, I managed to bring myself back to life. I'm pretty sure I've broken the game by this point. I mean, really broken it. I have a pair of legs and a pair of arms, and I am flailing wildly. Oh, hey, I knocked the opponent's leg off. I'm winning, sort of, maybe. Actually, I technically already lost, but who cares? I'm beating him up despite that. So, yeah, I'm going to try turning the cycles down. The problem is, Windows is not very kind to me when I turn the cycles down in DOSBox. Okay, it seems to be working a little better. This is still very weird, though. Oh, and I just got destroyed. Does look like I knocked one of his arms off, though. Now you try this again. The perspective's kind of weird because you can't really tell what you're doing. I guess I could put it into automatic mode. Did that do anything? I don't think that did anything. Or do I have to do it while the game's going? Okay. So that was TC Robot Bout. It's very broken. Also, I guess I think I did put it into automatic mode because I can't do anything with the buttons now. But yeah, is it worth $5? Probably not. But it's a thing. It's 3D graphics in Windows 3.1 without any special drivers or anything. So that's kind of impressive to some degree. It's just it was used to make this game. And our last dig for today from Michael Madsen is WINGAMES /puzzle3/WinWay17. I'm gonna guess some kind of Wheel of Fortune clone. I don't know why, but... well, it's called WinWheel. I'm on the right track here. I've got a file ID.diz, we got a bunch of doc files. Why is there a sound.doc? Actually comes with VB Run 3 or 100. Comes with VB Run 100. I often don't see them include the VB Run DLLs. Yeah, there's a lot of doc files here. What's the file ID.this say? Winwheel version 1.70 ASP. Association of Shareware Professionals. Wheel of Fortune Hangman type word game. Wheel of Fortune Hangman type word guessing game for Windows 3.1 or 3.x. Already said that. Features colorful graphics. 1 to 3 players. 6 rounds. Sound on off. Auto win after all letters used. Okay. High score table for up to for top 10 wheelers. So if your name's Wheeler, you got a high score table for you. 1,000 puzzles, 13,000 with registration. Oh, that's interesting. So it's actually telling you that when you register, you get 13 times the puzzles. Okay, so let's actually go into the doc file. So no conversion. And let's see if we can find some details about this. So apparently this was made by a Russell Mueller. And what's the registration fee? Trying to find it. I don't see it immediately. Oh boy. So, it says right here, there is a known problem with WinWheel 1.5 and earlier when used at resolutions higher than standard VGA 640 by 480 on graphics cards using large font video drivers. The Orchid Pro Designer 2 and Speedstar cards are known to have this problem. The buttons will be improperly placed on the screen. This is caused by using a non-standard font size in Windows. Portions of the Windows screen are sized and positioned proportional to the font size. Some video drivers have options for using a large font in the higher resolutions. This will cause the buttons and some text to be improperly positioned on the screen. The solution at this time is to get new Windows video drivers for your Super VGA card, which will select the correct font. Or how about program your game better, because this shouldn't even be an issue if you're doing it right. It always bugs me whenever I see, because I'm a programmer myself, and it bugs me whenever I see some other programmer making excuses for why their game doesn't work properly instead of actually going in and fixing it. Like, the only legitimate excuse for not fixing something is if it's because it's a problem with a library that you're using that is beyond your control. Which, okay, let's see here. This person's clearly wrote this in Visual Basic, because there's a whole bunch of VBX files and stuff. Visual Basic has a ton of customization when it comes to making this stuff work properly, so... Although, to be fair, this was made when? 1991, 1992. So, resources for learning how to make this stuff weren't exactly common. So, to be fair, it would be very difficult to solve a problem like this if you're not like really expert level into programming, because you wouldn't have the resources to look upon to figure out how the problem is even solved. Like, you wouldn't know like what to look into, like what commands or what settings you would have to deal with, because those resources aren't there. You'd have to effectively guess your way to it, unless you kind of knew already how the inner workings of all this worked so that you could work around it. So, I mean, there is that, but this wouldn't be an excuse nowadays given the massive amount of stuff out there for people to utilize to figure these kinds of problems out. Also, the guy wants $19 for the registration. So, I guess that really comes down to if the game plays well despite the ramblings there. But, well, we'll see. So, Winwheel. Loading Winwheel. One moment, please. Okay. Okay, it finally stopped. That sounded like a very unusual take on the Wheel of Fortune song. Like, it kind of had, like, a similarity to the Wheel of Fortune song, but wasn't. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Okay, so... let's put in our players here. I will be me. Now, is it required to have more than one player? Let's find out. Well, it didn't put in a second or third player, so I guess we're playing solo today. Which is fine. It means we win all the cash. Well, if we actually make the proper spins. Actually, wait a minute. There's nothing on the wheel. It's just a bunch of colors. Well, I guess we'll find out how that works in a moment. We got registration info. which has a print registration form button and nothing else. Also, why is this selectable text with a cursor in it? Can we edit this? This is an editable text box, but the moment you press a key to edit it, it clears it and puts in the correct text again. Like, look, if I'm typing fast enough, you can actually see the characters appear. That's exactly what the guy's doing. If you punch anything into the text box, he clears the entire thing and repastes in the text that's supposed to be in there. Or you could have, I don't know, set a single Boolean value that makes it so that you can't edit the contents. Okay, we got instructions here. So, goal of the game is to guess a phrase which is visually depicted by blank boxes for each character in the phrase. Hint is presented under the puzzle to give the flavor of the phrase. Do you mean the subject? I think it means the subject. So the contestant or a player may spin the wheel, buy a vowel, or guess the puzzle. Oh wow, and unlike classic Wheel of Fortune, which is a 3-round game, this one is a 6-round game. Oh, and we can totally edit the text in here too, and it does the same thing. Oh, and apparently there's an editor as well, so we can actually add in our own puzzles. Okay. I'm not going to use it, but... So we got our sounds, we got our options, view consonants and view vowels. Okay. So is it actually going to remind us like which letters we've used and which ones we haven't? I don't know. And we can also enter a wheel speed. So we'll just leave it at 1. If it's too fast, we can change it. And then we don't need that about. So I guess spin. Okay, that was weird because it didn't really spin much of anything. Yeah, I guess consonant S. Okay, so, oh, we spun 200. Yeah, I'm gonna change that, wheel speed. Let's set it to a custom value of 10. Or 10. There it goes. So, spin. Okay, that still went by, like, stupidly fast. So, I guess maybe we'll do T? Yeah, we got a T. So, let's spin again. Yeah, the spin just constantly flips this around until it hits something and then blocks it so that you can't even see what you spun. Except it is putting the value right there. I don't know, that's just very weird. Unless it's Mars? No, it's not Mars. What is this word? Oh, it could be Wars. Oh, we just got a free spin. Go us! Where's the W? Well, I don't need to use free spins because I'm playing solo, but that's not wars either? What is this word? Of course, eyes, ears, nose, and mouth. Okay, so if we wanted to solve, we go guess puzzle, type your guess, and press enter. Eyes, ears, nose, and mouth. Well, that was kind of weird because it played like it played the standard Windows ding at the same time as doing its PC speaker thing. Huh. We got another thing, although this time it's just one thing, singular. Okay, every letter I've guessed so far is like at the first front section here. So it's the something. What is this? The price of, it can't be the price of food, because we've already used the F and an O. I've gotten a lot of free spins. The price of something. The price of gold? That's not a thing. No, the price of gold is not a thing. A thing would be the gold itself. That's what this is, isn't it? The price of gold. Yeah, that's not a thing. The price of gold is... It's an arbitration, almost. It's like... Somebody help me out here. What would you call this? Well, that was Winwheel. It's a Wheel of Fortune clone that aggravates me. And costs $19. So I would say put that money towards an actual Wheel of Fortune game instead of this one.